So you wanna be a picture book writer, then you gotta write picture books. And you're gonna need a bucket load of bright ideas for titles, plots, and hooks. If you're partial to prose or you're raring to rhyme, then repeat after me. It's a challenge, but I'm gonna tackle each story 1 month at a time with 12 by 12.
All right, so that's just the cover, and this is my bio and the illustrator, Kelly Kennedy, who did a fantastic job. Happy birthday, Mom, Sam shouts. Mom scoops him up. My hero, she gushes. My heart thumps. Oh no, I forgot Mom's birthday. I want to be your hero too. I need a super duper plan to fix this, and fast. I could thump, maybe thump, blast. I can't think with all this thumping in my chest. Wait, blast, that's it. Activate breath blasters. I take a deep breath in and out. Then another, the thump slow. In a flash, I whip up a super duper birthday plan. Back to bed, Mom, I say, and stay put. I have a surprise for you. Then I recruit my sidekick. Come on, Sam, let's do this. Sam-tastic boy to the rescue, he cheers. I grab my super supplies from the refrigerator. Bagel boomerangs, check. Cherry bombs, check. Energy boost juice and champion cream cheese, double check. Let me know if you have any problems, Mom calls. No problems here, I reply, but there is one problem. Crash, bang. Villain invasion, cries Sam. Cherry bombs launch into the air. I dash into the mix yelling, stop, Destructicats. Are you sure you don't need any help, calls Mom from her room. We're fine, I call back.
It's such a great read aloud. I love all of the onomatopoeia and the humor, and
Thank you.
made up words like Destructicat and all of this. So how did you go about making sure that this book would read aloud as well as it does?
Great question. Lots of revisions, lots of critiques. Some of my critique partners are actually here tonight, which is awesome. But yeah, I think it had so many different versions, but I think the main thing that I wanted was for it to be rhythmic and be a good read aloud. So yeah, I just revised over and over for years.
You said you did a lot of revisions, but what was that process like?
It was interesting. With this one, I almost gave up on it at one point. I think my first critique group was so tired of seeing it because I brought it to them so many times and they were just like over it. And at one point I could tell that they were kind of frustrated, and then I felt like discouraged and frustrated myself, like I'm never going to get it there. But I was really fortunate to do a mentorship with Anika Denise. And we were working on some other manuscripts, and I just kind of like on a whim decided to show her this one. Like, and I literally told her, like, I think this is going to go on the shelf. I don't think it's a good manuscript at all. And then she liked it. And so she helped me kind of like find my vision again and renew my enthusiasm about it, which was super helpful. And I think it was helpful that she saw sort of where I was trying to go and was able to help me refine that and get it where it needed to be. And then interestingly, the anxiety layer that came like at the very end. Like that was like the last revision I did. Yeah. And I think it was because I had gone to a conference, the Rocky Mountain Conference, and somebody had talked about like mining your experiences. It was amazing. And it really like made me think about like what is the commonality? Like what is the experience that's coming through in my writing? And I realized that all of my writing had this like anxiety piece. And so I just really decided to like dig into that and make it more explicit and make it more helpful to other people instead of it being sort of just like under the surface. And I think that's really what made the difference
So can you, by the anxiety layer, do you mean when her brother, like she can't access anything? Is that the part?
Yeah, and all like the worry fighting gadgets, all of that was added in later. Like at first it was just like this story about her trying to make a breakfast and it was a total disaster. And then she ended up figuring it out in the end in her own creative way. And then I realized that like, it was really about, I mean, part of it was like the connecting with the mom too, like my anxiety as a mom, having little kids who are making disasters and trying to like find the humor in that, and exploring like how I can like relax and let life with little kids be funny instead of anxiety riddled. But yeah, but that all that stuff about the worry fighting gadgets, that came in probably in one of the last couple of drafts, and was actually, I think one of my critique partners suggested it initially, and I was like, that's a great idea, I'm going to try that. So yeah.
Yeah. So did you, I mean, obviously you didn't make up the techniques, but did you make those names were unique to the story, like breath blasters and stellar
Yeah.
sun? Cool.
Yeah, it kind of already had like a superhero theme, so I just was looking for like words that went with that theme.
Right, right. Well, that's what I think is so great is that it's got this voice that is obviously it has the superhero component, but also with the onomatopoeia and the pacing. You've done such a great job. How does your neurodiversity affect your writing and your routine? And
Ooh.
what like do you have recommendations for other people who
Yeah, that's a great question. I find that, at least for me personally, I don't work very well with the whole like button chair 15 minutes a day thing. Like, I have to have the inspiration to have the attention for it.
Mhm.
So I tend to just kind of like follow my brain's rabbit trails. And when I think of an idea, I make time to go write it down because later I might not be able to focus at all. And when I'm really like into something, I tend to hyper focus. So I think it can be helpful in some ways because I get like excited about something and I get a lot of energy and attention generated for that. But I do have to obviously force myself sometimes, but I just try to like I just try to let my brain lead the way and like write when I have the inspiration, which can be hard sometimes because sometimes we don't have inspiration and I do take a lot of breaks. I'm slow.
Yeah. I want to say congratulations though for allowing yourself the grace to work in a way that doesn't deplete you.
No, thank you.
Because I am also, it's easy for me to say that because your process is also my process. But I think that, and I don't know, I've never been diagnosed. I don't have an official diagnosis, but both of my kids have ADHD. And the more
Mm-hmm.
I've read, the more I realize, huh, you know,
That sounds familiar.
really interesting. But I also have never been able to write on a schedule.
Mm.
In fact, the minute you try to impose a schedule on me, I will automatically rebel against it, you know,
Yep.
because and so I'm the same way and it's really worked. I mean, but am I the most published author out there? No. And I'm also slow, but
Mhm.
when I do write, it's very rewarding because I've
Mhm.
already put a lot of time and thought into what I want to write, whether
Mhm.
it's a revision or an idea or something, because most of my writing time is when I'm not actually writing in
Yeah,
front.
definitely.
It's
Mhm.
when I'm thinking about things and ruminating and,
Mhm.
all of that stuff. So that by the time I sit down, I'm like, okay, I know what I want to do here today, you know?
Mhm.
And I think we need more. I mean, I think the button chair is helpful in the sense that it's important to remember that we do actually have to sit down and write sometimes in order
Yeah.
to get published
Yeah.
because I think there is a tendency to think, oh, overdo some of the other things like the classes and the books and
Mhm.
and all of that. But and honestly, the other thing is that's why I started 12 by 12. I have to impose deadlines on myself. Like even if they're fake, you know, nobody like they're not but if I don't, even if I don't write a draft every month I have to write that check-in post for the members.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to inspire them to write every month.
Mhm.
So I make sure that I either write or something new or revise every month. So
Yeah.
it's moving the needle forward somehow.
Yeah.
Sign up for a workshop where I need to, submit, and I want to submit something new. And so by golly, I'm going to have to sit down and do this. But
I do the same thing.
yeah. So I think the point here is you have to find what works for you rather than trying to shoehorn yourself into the way that works for someone else.
Do it together, so never you fear. It's a handy little way to help you kick into gear. You're amazing, exciting. Look out, 'cause you're writing 12 by 12. 12 manuscripts. 12 by 12. 12 picture books. 12 by 12